This is the story of the greatest heist in human history. A heist so sophisticated that the victims defend their robbers. So subtle that most people don't even realize it's happening. And so profitable that it's created some of the wealthiest companies on earth. This is the attention heist. And it's happening to you right now in this very moment, as you fight the urge to check your phone while watching this video. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you sat still for an hour without checking your phone? When did you last read a book without your mind wandering to check notifications? Can you watch a movie anymore without scrolling through a second screen? If you're struggling to remember, you're not alone. You're not weak. You're not undisciplined. You've been hacked. Your brain has been rewired by some of the most sophisticated behavioral engineering ever deployed on the human species. Here's what they don't want you to know. Every feature of every app you use has been meticulously designed, tested, and optimized to keep you coming back. The infinite scroll, the pull to refresh, the notification dot, the autoplay countdown. None of these exist by accident. They're weapons in an arsenal designed for one purpose: to harvest your attention and convert it into advertising revenue. You are not the customer, you are the product. And business is booming. The attention economy runs on a simple principle: whoever captures your eyeballs wins. And tech companies have discovered something profound. They've learned to hack the ancient reward circuitry in your brain, systems that evolved over millions of years to help you survive, and repurpose them to serve their bottom line. They've turned your brain into a slot machine, and you're pulling the lever hundreds of times a day. Let's talk about dopamine. This neurotransmitter gets a bad rap, but it's not actually about pleasure. Dopamine is about anticipation. It's the chemical of wanting, not having. It spikes not when you get the reward, but when you're about to get it. Your brain releases dopamine when you're hunting, when you're seeking, when you're anticipating something good might happen. And here's the key: it floods your system most powerfully when the reward is uncertain. This is why slot machines are so addictive. You pull the lever, and sometimes you win big, sometimes you win small, sometimes you lose. That uncertainty keeps your dopamine system in overdrive. Your brain can't predict the outcome, so it stays hyper-engaged, constantly seeking, constantly hoping for that next hit. Now look at your phone. Every time you pull down to refresh your feed, you're pulling a lever. Will there be an interesting post? A like on your photo? A message from someone you care about? You don't know. And that uncertainty is intoxicating. Social media platforms have perfected what psychologists call variable reward schedules. Sometimes you refresh and find something amazing. Sometimes it's boring. Sometimes it's somewhere in between. But you can never quite predict it. So your brain stays locked in seeking mode, forever chasing that next dopamine hit. Slot machines in your pocket. The house always wins, and you keep coming back for more. The genius of infinite scroll is that it removes any natural stopping point. Books have chapters. TV shows have episodes. Movies have credits. These are psychological off-ramps, moments where your brain can ask, do I want to keep going or do something else? But when you scroll through a feed, there's no end. There's always one more post, just one more video, just one more story. The bottom of the page never comes. Before infinite scroll, you had to click to see the next page. That tiny moment of friction was enough for your prefrontal cortex to engage. That's the part of your brain responsible for executive function, for saying, wait, what am I doing? Is this what I want to be doing? But engineers realized that friction was costing them engagement, so they removed it. They eliminated every possible stopping point. They created a frictionless consumption engine. And your brain has no defense against it. Autoplay does the same thing for video. You finish watching one video, and before you can even consider whether to watch another, the next one starts. YouTube, Netflix, TikTok, they all do this. And there's a countdown timer, which creates urgency. You have 5 seconds to actively choose to stop, or the decision gets made for you. This exploits something called decision fatigue. Making decisions takes energy. So when the default is to keep watching, most people take the path of least resistance. They let the next video play, and the next, and the next. Now let's talk about notifications. Those little red dots, the buzzes, the dings. Each one is a tiny interruption that pulls you back into the app. But here's what makes them so insidious. They're unpredictable. You don't know when they'll come or what they'll contain. That uncertainty keeps you in a state of perpetual anticipation. Your phone becomes like a baby crying in the other room. You can't ignore it. You have to check. What if it's important? What if it's urgent? What if someone needs you? This taps into our deepest social instincts. For most of human history, being excluded from the group meant death. So we evolved an exquisite sensitivity to social signals. Are we included? Are we valued? What's everyone else doing? FOMO, the fear of missing out, isn't some modern character flaw. It's an ancient survival mechanism, and tech companies have weaponized it. Every notification promises, something's happening. Don't miss out. Come back. Come back now. The average person checks their phone 96 times per day. That's once every 10 minutes during waking hours. But here's the thing. Most of those checks aren't in response to notifications. We check our phones preemptively, just in case there might be something new. The anticipation alone is enough to trigger the behavior. Like a laboratory rat that's learned to press the lever, we reach for our phones automatically, compulsively, often without even realizing we're doing it. This is called a habit loop. Trigger, routine, reward. The trigger can be external, like a notification, or internal, like boredom or anxiety. The routine is checking your phone. The reward is that little hit of dopamine when you find something new. Over time, this loop becomes automatic. It bypasses conscious decision-making entirely. You don't choose to check your phone. Your hand just does it. The behavior has been encoded directly into your basal ganglia, the primitive part of your brain responsible for automatic behaviors. Now here's where it gets scary. This isn't just changing your behavior, it's changing your brain. Neuroplasticity is the brain's ability to reorganize itself by forming new neural connections throughout life. Whatever you practice, you get better at. Whatever you pay attention to shapes the physical structure of your brain. This is usually good news. It's how you learn skills, how you adapt, how you grow. But it also means your brain can be molded by your environment. When you spend hours every day in distraction mode, rapidly switching between stimuli, seeking novelty, chasing dopamine hits, you're training your brain to be distracted. You're strengthening the neural pathways associated with interruption and weakening the ones associated with sustained focus. You're literally rewiring yourself for attention deficit. Not because you have a disorder, but because you've been placed in an environment designed to disorder you. Research shows that heavy smartphone users show reduced gray matter volume in the prefrontal cortex. That's the part of your brain responsible for planning, decision-making, impulse control, and regulating emotions. It's essentially your brain's CEO, and it's shrinking. Meanwhile, the parts of your brain associated with habit formation and automatic behaviors are strengthening. You're becoming less able to control your impulses and more likely to act automatically. This isn't a metaphor. This is measurable physical brain change. Studies of teenagers who spend significant time on social media show altered development of the brain's reward processing systems. Their brains become hypersensitive to social feedback, constantly craving likes, comments, shares. This is happening during a critical period of brain development. The adolescent brain is extraordinarily plastic, which makes it a powerful learning machine, but it also makes it vulnerable. When teenagers spend their developmental years in an environment of constant social comparison and variable social rewards, they're shaping their brains for anxiety and depression. Let's talk about attention span. You've probably heard that goldfish have an attention span of 9 seconds, and humans now have an attention span of 8 seconds. That study is questionable at best, but the underlying concern is real. Our sustained attention, the ability to focus on a single task for an extended period, is declining. Not because we're biologically incapable, but because we're out of practice. We've spent years training ourselves to be distracted. Think about reading. When was the last time you read a long article online without skimming? Most people's eyes now move in an F pattern, across the first couple lines down the left side, scanning for keywords and bolded text. We don't read anymore. We scan, We skim. We hunt for the TLDR. Our brains have adapted to the information environment we've created, an environment of abundance, of infinite content, where depth has been sacrificed for breadth. Nicholas Carr, in his book The Shallows, argues that the internet is changing not just how we think, but our capacity for deep thought. When you're constantly interrupted, constantly switching contexts, you never enter the state of deep focus where real insight happens. Deep reading, deep thinking, deep work. These require sustained attention. They require the ability to hold complex ideas in your mind simultaneously, to connect disparate concepts, to think in non-linear ways. But if you can't focus for more than a few minutes without checking your phone, those cognitive abilities atrophy. Cal Newport calls this attention residue. When you switch from one task to another, part of your attention remains stuck on the previous task. If you're working on a report, then check Slack, then return to your report. Your attention is fragmented. A piece of your consciousness is still thinking about that Slack message. This residue accumulates. The more you switch, the more fragmented you become. By the end of a day filled with interruptions, your cognitive capacity is severely compromised. You're exhausted, not from hard work, but from constant context switching. The cost of this is enormous. Knowledge workers lose an average of 23 minutes after an interruption trying to get back to their original task. Most people are interrupted roughly every 3 minutes. Do the math. It's no wonder so many people feel like they're busy all day, but accomplish nothing meaningful. They're caught in a cycle of constant interruption, never achieving the depth required for complex cognitive work. Your most valuable economic asset in the modern world is your ability to do focused, cognitively demanding work. And that asset is being systematically degraded. But the damage isn't just professional, it's personal. How many times have you been physically present with someone you love while mentally absent, scrolling through your phone? How many moments have you missed because you were documenting them instead of experiencing them? How many real conversations have been displaced by the shallow ping-pong of text messages and DMs? Your relationships are built on attention. Love is attention. Presence is attention. And when your attention is fractured, your relationships fracture too. Social media promises connection, but often delivers the opposite. You can have hundreds of friends online and feel desperately alone. Because what you're experiencing isn't real connection. It's the simulation of connection, the performance of connection. Real intimacy requires presence, vulnerability, depth. It requires sustained attention focused on another person. But when everyone's distracted, when every coffee date involves phone checking, when every conversation is interrupted by notifications, genuine intimacy becomes nearly impossible. And then there's social comparison. Social media is a highlight reel. Everyone posts their best moments, their successes, their carefully curated lives. But your brain doesn't process it that way. When you see your college roommate's vacation photos, your high school classmate's promotion announcement, your cousin's picture-perfect family, a primitive part of your brain compares your everyday reality to their highlight reel, and you come up short every time. This triggers what psychologists call upward social comparison. You're constantly comparing yourself to people who seem to be doing better. This creates a pervasive sense of inadequacy. You're not successful enough, attractive enough, happy enough, interesting enough. The research is clear. Time spent on social media correlates strongly with anxiety, depression, and feelings of inadequacy. This isn't coincidental. The platform is designed to keep you feeling just unsatisfied enough to keep coming back, seeking validation, seeking connection, seeking proof that you matter. The like button is the most powerful behavioral reinforcement mechanism ever created. It gives you quantified social validation. You post something and wait. Will people approve? Will they affirm you? Each like is a tiny hit of social acceptance. But here's the trap. It's never enough. You get 10 likes, you want 20. You get 100, you want 1,000. The hedonic treadmill ensures that no amount of validation satisfies. You're always chasing the next hit, the next post, the next performance of self. This creates what psychologists call contingent self-worth. Your sense of value becomes dependent on external validation. If a post gets lots of likes, you feel good. If it doesn't, you feel bad. Your emotional state becomes tethered to the reactions of people, many of whom you barely know. This is psychologically corrosive. Healthy self-worth is stable, internal, not dependent on the fluctuating opinions of others. But social media makes your sense of self contingent, unstable, externally validated. You become a product performing for an audience. Meanwhile, the tech companies defend themselves with the same playbook as tobacco companies in the 1960s. We're just giving people what they want. People have free choice. The research is inconclusive. But internal documents tell a different story. Facebook's own research showed that Instagram makes 1 in 3 teenage girls feel worse about their bodies. They knew it, and they hid it. Just like tobacco companies knew cigarettes caused cancer and hid it for decades. The business model requires your attention. The entire economic engine runs on engagement. More time in the app equals more ad impressions, equals more revenue. So every design decision optimizes for engagement, regardless of the consequences for human well-being. This isn't about individual bad actors. This is a structural problem. When the incentive is to maximize engagement at any cost, well-being becomes externalized. It's a cost the companies don't have to pay. You pay it, with your attention, with your mental health, with your relationships, with your capacity for deep work and deep life. Tristan Harris, a former Google design ethicist, calls this human downgrading. While we worry about artificial intelligence becoming more powerful than humans, we're making humans less powerful, less focused, less capable of sustained attention, less able to think deeply, to connect genuinely, to live deliberately. The technology isn't neutral. It's persuasive technology, designed specifically to change your behavior in ways that benefit the company. You think you're making free choices, but you're making choices inside a carefully designed persuasion architecture. The techniques they use come from B.J. Fogg's work at Stanford on persuasive technology. Fogg identified the formula for behavior change. Motivation plus ability plus trigger equals action. Tech companies use this ruthlessly. They ensure you have high motivation through FOMO and social validation. They ensure you have high ability by making everything frictionless, and they provide constant triggers through notifications. The result is behavior that feels automatic, compulsive, beyond your control. Because it is. Nir Eyal, in his book Hooked, explicitly teaches tech companies how to build habit-forming products. The hook model: trigger, action, variable reward, investment. Each cycle through the hook strengthens the habit. You get triggered by a notification. You take action by opening the app. You receive variable rewards from the content. You invest by liking or commenting, which triggers more notifications later. It's a self-reinforcing loop. The more you use it, the more hooked you become. These aren't theories. These are deliberate design strategies. The people building these platforms understand human psychology better than we understand ourselves. They have teams of behavioral scientists, neuroscientists, and designers working to make their products more engaging. They run thousands of A/B tests to optimize every pixel, every color, every animation. When a feature increases engagement by even a fraction of a percent, it gets deployed to billions of users. This is behavior modification at planetary scale. And it's working. The average American now spends over 7 hours per day on screens. Think about that. 7 hours. That's more than a full-time job. If you sleep 8 hours, that's nearly half your waking life spent staring at screens. What are we not doing during those 7 hours? What relationships are we not building? What skills are we not developing? What experiences are we not having? What thoughts are we not thinking? The opportunity cost of distraction is the life you're not living. Young people spend even more time. Teenagers average 9 hours per day. That's essentially all their non-school time. An entire generation is growing up inside these platforms, having their brains shaped by algorithms optimized for engagement. We're running an uncontrolled experiment on human development and the early results are concerning. Rates of anxiety and depression among teenagers have skyrocketed since 2012, the year smartphones became ubiquitous. Correlation isn't causation, but the correlation is strong and consistent across multiple countries. Jonathan Haidt and Jean Twenge have documented this extensively. Something changed around 2012. Teenage mental health, which had been stable for decades, suddenly deteriorated. And it happened across gender, across socioeconomic status, across countries. What changed? Smartphones and social media reached critical mass. For the first time in human history, teenagers could compare themselves to everyone, all the time. They could experience social exclusion in real time. They could be bullied not just at school but 24/7. And they could document their entire adolescence, creating a permanent record of what's supposed to be a time of experimentation and growth. But here's the thing, you're not powerless. This isn't inevitable. You can take back your attention. You can rewire your brain. Neuroplasticity works both ways. If your brain can be changed by distraction, it can be changed back by focus. This requires intentionality. It requires effort. But it's possible. And the rewards are enormous. Your attention is the most valuable resource you have. Where your attention goes, your life follows. Reclaim your attention. Reclaim your life. First, understand that you cannot simply resist through willpower. Your willpower is finite. The platforms are designed by teams of engineers with infinite resources. You cannot out-willpower a billion-dollar persuasion machine. Instead, you need to redesign your environment. Change the choice architecture. Make distraction harder and focus easier. This is how you win. Not through heroic resistance, but through smart design. Start with your phone's physical presence. The mere presence of your smartphone reduces cognitive capacity, even when it's off. Researchers call this brain drain. If your phone is visible, even face down, part of your attention is monitoring it. You're using cognitive resources to resist the urge to check it. That's capacity you could be using to think, to create, to connect. So when you need to focus, put your phone in another room. Out of sight, out of mind. This simple change can dramatically improve your concentration. Turn off all non-essential notifications. All of them. You don't need to know the instant someone likes your photo. You don't need an alert every time you get an email. These interruptions fragment your attention and create artificial urgency. Check your apps on your schedule, not theirs. Batch your checking. Decide you'll look at social media twice a day for 20 minutes each. Then stick to it. This returns agency to you. You're choosing when to engage, not being manipulated into engagement. Remove social media apps from your phone. You can still access them via browser, which creates just enough friction to make you pause and ask, is this what I want to be doing right now? That moment of friction allows your prefrontal cortex to engage. It gives you back choice. Many people find that this one change reduces their social media use by 80% or more, not through deprivation, but through conscious choice. You still use the platforms, but deliberately, not compulsively. Redesign your home screen. Remove everything except essential tools. Calendar, maps, messaging for actual important contacts. No social media, no news, no games. Make your phone boring. The default should be utility, not entertainment. When you unlock your phone, you should see tools, not slot machines. Many people create a completely blank home screen. This forces them to actively choose what they want to do, rather than being pulled into an app automatically. Use apps like Freedom or Cold Turkey to block distracting websites during work hours. Use Forest or similar apps that gamify focused time. These aren't solutions in themselves, but they're training wheels while you rebuild your attention. Over time, you won't need them as much. You'll have retrained your habits. But in the beginning, they provide external structure while your internal discipline develops. Practice sustained attention deliberately. Read long-form articles. Read actual books. Not because books are morally superior, but because they're the best technology we have for practicing sustained focus. When you read a book, You're training your brain to stay with one train of thought for an extended period. You're strengthening the neural circuits of concentration. Start with 20 minutes without distraction, then 30, then an hour. You're rebuilding a cognitive capacity that's been atrophied through disuse. Meditate, even just 10 minutes a day. Meditation is attention training. You focus on your breath, your mind wanders, you notice it's wandered, you bring it back. This simple practice strengthens your meta-attention, your ability to notice where your attention is and redirect it. This is exactly the skill you need to resist distraction. Studies show that even brief meditation practice can improve focus, reduce impulsivity, and increase gray matter density in the prefrontal cortex. You're literally growing your brain's capacity for self-control. Create spaces and times that are phone-free. Meals should be phone-free. Conversations should be phone-free. The first hour after you wake up should be phone-free. The last hour before sleep should be phone-free. Bedrooms should be phone-free. These boundaries protect the activities and relationships that matter most. They create islands of presence in a sea of distraction. Your sleep will improve. Your relationships will deepen. Your mornings will be calmer. Your evenings more restful. Engage in activities that require full presence. Exercise. Play music. Cook a complex meal. Have a deep conversation. Do anything that demands your complete attention and provides feedback when you're distracted. These activities provide natural resistance to mind wandering. They're inherently engaging. They provide flow, and flow is the antidote to distraction. When you're in flow, fully absorbed in what you're doing, you're not thinking about your phone. You're not somewhere else. You're here, now, fully alive. Rediscover boredom. We've lost the ability to be bored. The moment we feel understimulated, we reach for our phones. But boredom is valuable. Boredom is where creativity comes from. When your mind isn't being fed constant input, it starts generating its own. You daydream, you make connections, you have insights. The shower, the commute, the waiting room. These used to be times when our minds could wander productively. Now we fill them with scrolling. We've eliminated the white space from our lives. And white space is where the meaning lives. Practice single tasking. The myth of multitasking is that you can do multiple things simultaneously. The reality is that you're rapidly switching between tasks, doing all of them worse than if you focused on one. When you work, just work. When you eat, just eat. When you're with someone, just be with them. This isn't easy. Your brain will rebel. It's been trained for distraction. But persist. Single tasking is a superpower in a distracted world. The ability to focus completely on one thing is increasingly rare and increasingly valuable. Cultivate depth over breadth. Our culture glorifies busyness, productivity, having your finger in many pies. But real achievement, real satisfaction, real mastery comes from depth. From spending sustained time with difficult problems, complex ideas, meaningful relationships. You cannot think deeply about something in 5-minute fragments between interruptions. Depth requires long, uninterrupted stretches of focus. Protect them fiercely. They're where your best work happens. They're where your best self emerges. Understand that you're not just fighting individual habits. You're fighting a system that profits from your distraction. A system that treats your attention as a resource to be extracted, like oil from the ground. But unlike oil, attention is renewable. You produce it every day. The question is, who gets to decide how it's used? Will you give it away, hour after hour, to platforms designed to manipulate you? Or will you reclaim it and direct it toward what matters to you? This is ultimately about agency, about living deliberately rather than by default. Thoreau went to Walden Pond to live deliberately, to front only the essential facts of life. Today, we need a Walden Pond in the digital realm, a space where we choose our inputs, where we direct our attention according to our values, not someone else's business model. This isn't about rejecting technology. It's about using technology as a tool rather than being used by it. The choice is yours, but it is a choice. You can continue as you are, spending 7 hours a day in the slot machine, feeling vaguely anxious, vaguely dissatisfied, vaguely like life is passing you by. Or you can reclaim your attention, rebuild your focus, rewire your brain. The companies have spent billions figuring out how to hack your brain. Now it's time to hack it back, not with their tools, on their turf by their rules, but with intention, with boundaries, with the understanding that your attention is yours. Every moment you spend in deliberate focus is an act of resistance. Every book you read without interruption is a rebellion. Every conversation where you're fully present is a victory. Every notification you ignore, every app you delete, every boundary you set, these are small acts of reclaiming yourself. They accumulate. The neural pathways of distraction weaken. The circuits of concentration strengthen. Your prefrontal cortex recovers. Your capacity for sustained thought returns. You become more yourself. Because here's what they're really stealing. Not just your time or attention, but your capacity to become who you could be. Every hour you spend scrolling is an hour you're not spending developing a skill, building a relationship, creating something meaningful, thinking deep thoughts, having real experiences. The opportunity cost of distraction is your potential. And that's the real heist. Not what they take from you now, but what they prevent you from becoming. Think about the people you admire. The thinkers, the artists, the builders, the leaders. What do they have in common? The ability to focus deeply for extended periods, the ability to think for themselves, the ability to do hard things that require sustained attention. These capacities aren't gifts, they're skills. Skills that can be developed, skills that must be protected, skills that are under assault by the most sophisticated attention-harvesting machinery ever created. You're in a battle for your mind. The other side has PhDs in neuroscience, behavioral psychology, persuasive design. They have unlimited resources and no incentive to stop. They're optimizing for engagement. Consequences be damned. But you have something they don't. You have agency. You have the ability to choose. You have the power to redesign your environment, your habits, your relationship with technology. You can hack yourself better than they can hack you, but only if you're intentional about it. This isn't about moral panic. It's not about being a Luddite or rejecting modernity. The internet is a miraculous tool. Smartphones are incredible technology. Social media can facilitate real connection, but like any powerful technology, the question isn't whether to use it, but how. Fire can cook your food or burn your house down. The technology is neutral. The business model is the problem, and the business model says your attention is a commodity to be harvested and sold. So here's the real question. What do you want to pay attention to? Because whatever you pay attention to is what you'll think about. Whatever you think about shapes who you become. Attention is the foundation of consciousness. It's how you construct your experience of reality. It's the brush you use to paint your life. Do you want someone else holding that brush? Do you want an algorithm deciding what you see, what you think about, who you become? The attention heist is ongoing. Every day, every hour, every moment you spend scrolling. But heists can be interrupted. Stolen goods can be recovered. Your attention can be reclaimed. It starts with awareness, with understanding what's been done to you. Not because you're weak, but because you're up against the most sophisticated persuasion technology in human history. You've been hacked, but now you know it. And knowledge is the first step to freedom. The second step is action. Small, consistent actions that redesign your relationship with technology. Turning off notifications, removing apps, creating phone-free zones, practicing sustained focus, rebuilding your attention one day, 1 hour, 1 moment at a time. This isn't easy. You'll fail. You'll backslide. You'll find yourself scrolling at 2 a.m. again. That's okay. This is a practice, not a destination. Every time you notice and choose differently, you're rewiring. The third step is community. You can't do this alone. We're social creatures. We need peer support. Talk to your friends about this. Establish phone-free hangouts. Create accountability. When everyone's trying to focus in a distracted world, we need each other. Make it normal to protect attention. Make it weird to be constantly on your phone. Culture changes one conversation at a time. Be part of changing the culture. The stakes are high. We're not just talking about productivity or mental health, though those matter immensely. We're talking about human flourishing, about the kind of lives we get to live, about whether we'll be present for the moments that matter, about whether we'll develop our capacities or let them atrophy, about whether we'll think our own thoughts or have them fed to us by algorithms, about freedom in the deepest sense. What does it mean to be free in the digital age? It means having sovereignty over your own attention. It means choosing what you think about, not having it chosen for you. It means being able to focus when you want to focus, to be present when you want to be present, to think deeply when you want to think deeply. It means not being enslaved to a device, to an algorithm, to someone else's business model. This is the new frontier of freedom, and it's under siege. But freedom has always been under siege. Every generation faces threats to liberty. In our time, one of those threats comes from the most unexpected place, the shiny devices in our pockets that we think of as liberating. They promise connection. They deliver distraction. They promise knowledge. They deliver information overload. They promise empowerment. They deliver manipulation. Understanding this gap between what they promise and what they deliver is crucial. Only then can we use them wisely. Wise technology use isn't about rejection. It's about intention. It's about being the author of your relationship with technology, rather than a character in someone else's story. It's about using tools to accomplish your goals, rather than being used by tools to accomplish someone else's goals. It's about remembering that the most important technology isn't the smartphone or the algorithm, it's your brain. And your brain's most important feature isn't its processing speed or memory capacity. It's attention. The ability to choose what to focus on, to sustain that focus, to direct it according to your values. So what will you pay attention to? What will you let into your consciousness? What will you spend your days thinking about? These aren't abstract philosophical questions. They're the most practical questions you can ask. Because the answers determine everything else. Your relationships, your work, your health, your happiness, your sense of meaning and purpose. All of it flows from attention. Where your attention goes, your life follows. It's that simple, and that serious. The attention heist continues. Right now, as you hear these words, millions of engineers are working to make their platforms more engaging, more addictive, more effective at harvesting your attention. The slot machines are getting more sophisticated, the hooks more powerful, the persuasion architecture more refined. This isn't slowing down, it's accelerating. So the question isn't whether you need to take action, the question is when, and the answer is now. Start today. Start right now. Put your phone in another room, turn off notifications, delete one app, read for 20 minutes without distraction. Have one conversation where you're fully present. Meditate for 10 minutes. Do one thing that requires sustained focus. Whatever it is, do it now. Not tomorrow. Not after this video. Now. Because every moment you wait is another moment of your life spent in distraction rather than presence. Another moment of your potential unrealized. Another moment stolen by the attention heist. You've been robbed. But the goods haven't left the building. Your attention is still yours to reclaim. Your brain is still capable of rewiring. Your capacity for focus is still there, waiting to be rediscovered. It won't be easy. You're fighting habits, algorithms, and the entire weight of the attention economy. But you can win, because you have something they don't. Consciousness. The ability to step back, to see what's happening, to choose differently. To be the author of your life rather than a supporting character in theirs. The greatest heist in history is happening to you, right now. The thieves are sophisticated, the crime is subtle, and the consequences are profound. But heists can be stopped. Attention can be reclaimed, brains can be rewired, lives can be lived deliberately. The choice is yours, and it starts with this moment. What will you pay attention to right now? Where will you direct your consciousness? What will you do with the most valuable resource you have? The answer to those questions is the answer to the question, what will you do with your life? Because in the end, your life is nothing more and nothing less than what you pay attention to. So choose wisely. Choose deliberately. Choose to reclaim what's been stolen. Your attention, your agency, yourself, they're yours. And it's time to take them back. The attention heist ends when you decide it ends. That decision is yours to make. Make it now.